Okay, I'm going to talk about something very important. But first, I have to ask you 4 questions. This is my introduction to the topic. Question number 1. What do people eat at a movie theater? Obviously, it's popcorn. The answer is popcorn. Yes, I know people eat more things, but popcorn is the most popular food, the most popular thing that people eat at a movie theater. Question number 2. What flavors of popcorn are there? Think about it. Different types of popcorn, the flavors. When I was a kid, we basically just had buttered popcorn with salt and perhaps caramel corn. But now there's a lot more variety of flavors of popcorn. So think of 2 or even 3 flavors of popcorn. Question number 3. How do you make popcorn? How do you make popcorn? When I was a kid, we made popcorn through the kettle. We put on the stove a big pot, some oil. We put the popcorn kernels and open it out of the bag, put the popcorn kernels, and with the hot oil, they began to, well, pop. And that was why it's called popcorn. Oh, I can hear the popcorn popping now. Can you hear the popcorn popping? Wow. Okay. So how do you make popcorn? Do you make it on the stove? Oh, one other thing. When I was a kid, we also had a thing called Jiffy Pop popcorn. It came in a foil tin with a foil wrap on top, and as we heated on the stove, the popcorn grew into a big bag, and it was delicious. How do I make popcorn? I like to make popcorn in an air popper. I put 2 tablespoons of popcorn kernels in the air. Hot air causes them to pop, and then boom, pop, they go into the big metal bowl. I add some oil and salt, and I have popcorn. Okay, the 4th question. When was the last time you ate popcorn? When was the last time you ate popcorn? Now this question will have to be answered in past tense. You can't say the last time I eat popcorn is, because that's present tense. No, the last time I ate popcorn was. The last time I ate popcorn was this morning. The last time I ate popcorn was last night. The last time I ate popcorn was Saturday afternoon at the movie theater. The last time I ate popcorn was last month when I was watching a movie with my family through Netflix. So when was the last time you ate popcorn? Okay, those are my 4 questions. Now for my presentation on popcorn. Alright, the introduction, we talked about the 4 questions about popcorn. Now we're going to talk about the science behind how popcorn pops. Why does popcorn have different shapes? And a did you know? For example, why there are grains of popcorn left at the bottom of the pan. In other words, not all popcorn kernels pop. Why is that? Okay, let's talk about popcorn. Let's talk about the science behind how popcorn pops. That's right. You could go up to your science teacher and ask your science teacher about, is there science behind how popcorn pops? Yes, there is science. But first, we got to ask our history teacher. What is the history of popcorn? Does popcorn have history? Yes, it does. Popcorn has been around since thousands of years. Native Americans used to put corn or maize near the fire and look at it pop into a crunchy snack. Did you know that there is a very interesting scientific phenomenon behind the popping of popcorn? That's right. Something very interesting. And scientifically, Correct. First of all types of corn do not pop. Popcorn has a hull. You know, the skin, the outer layer of the popcorn. The hull of exactly the correct thickness which allows it to burst. In other words, explode to pop. Each kernel, or the grain, or the seed, as some people might think it is, each kernel of the corn contains a small droplet of water inside it. That's right, water. Because popcorn requires a little moisture to pop. Now we can't see the water. Maybe if we were to cut a popcorn kernel in half and put it under a microscope, maybe we could see the moisture. Anyway, when these kernels are heated, the heat turns this water inside the corn into steam. You know, vapor. But the steam doesn't have anywhere to go. Thus, the kernel explodes. The kernels explode, bursting the hulls into popcorn. So the moisture is entrapped inside the kernel. It has no place to go to, so it actually explodes. Think about a pressure cooker. Think about if you were to cook black beans in a pressure cooker and you completely sealed all the holes and there was no place for the air to go. Oh my goodness, you would have the pressure cooker explode. And it could cause a major problem in the kitchen. I remember that happened one time to me. Oh my gosh, was I scared. Anyway, let's go to the next part. Why does popcorn have different shapes? You take popcorn and you observe 5 different pieces of popcorn already popped. They all have different shapes. Why are they not the same? You could do a science fair on popcorn. You can ask your science teacher, hey, can I do a science fair project on popcorn? Of course. So, the water inside the corn is stored into a circle of soft starch, and this starch is surrounded by the hull, you know, the skin, the outer layer. When the corn is heated and the water turns into steam, the starch changes into a really hot gelatin, like goop. You know that gelatin that people eat with ice cream sometimes? Usually it's red. It's like a gelatin. The kernel continues to heat up and finally the hull explodes. Hear it explode. You hear the popcorn popping. The hull explodes due to the pressure exerted by the steam. The starch, which has now become super hot and inflated, spills out of the kernel and cools immediately, forming the twisted shapes of popcorn that we see. And just like snowflakes, when snow falls from the sky, no flake is the same. They're unique. Well, the same with the popcorn. Good luck. Good luck if you think you can find 2 popcorns exactly the same. Okay, the last part. Did you know? Did you know? The grains, the kernels, or the seeds, which are left at the bottom of the pan, or maybe the bag if you microwave popcorn, which couldn't pop, are known as old maize. In Spanish would be empleadas viejas. This corn was just too dry to pop. There was not enough moisture in the kernel for it to pop. Okay, very good. We talked about popcorn. We started off by asking and answering 4 questions about popcorn. Then we talked about the science behind how popcorn pops. Afterwards, we talked about why does popcorn have different shapes. And then I did you know, talking about the grains, why some grains don't pop. Fortunately, very few grains don't pop. The majority of these grains do pop. So thank you very much for listening. Now, wasn't that interesting? Talking about popcorn. The next time you have popcorn, remember the science behind popcorn. Great. Have a wonderful day.